33.4% of the population live below poverty line. 58% of the population are illiterate. 98% of the population use wood and dung for cooking. 39.7% of children under the age of 5 are malnourished. 75% of the population has no access to toilet facilities.
Rautahat District is one of the 77 districts of Nepal. It is situated in the Terai region of Nepal on the country's southern border. The 2011 census by the government of Nepal records Nepal's population as approximately 26,500,000, with approximately 50% of this population residing in the Terai. Rautahat District consists of 5% of the Terai's population and is comprised of a broad range of ethnicities, castes, and religion. Nepal is a religiously diverse population. The widely practiced religion is Hinduism, followed by Buddhism and Islam. Islam is practiced by an estimated 40.7% of Nepal's population. This religion is widely practiced in the Terai region of Nepal, and in Rautahat, there is approximately 20% of the Muslim population. Rautahat is one of the most impoverished districts in Nepal. According to the Human Development Index, a composite statistical measure of the life expectancy, education, and per capita income, Rautahat is one of the 10th lowest scoring Nepalese districts. Rautahat's geographical location in the Terai region of Nepal shapes the climate and cultural context of the district. An annual monsoon sweeps across the Terai between May and August, bringing in floods with it. In 2017, the flooding in the Terai was particularly devastating, killing 161 people, displacing 21,391 families, and destroying 41,893 homes. The warm climate of the Terai also contributes to the proliferation of mosquitoes, which spread malaria and dengue fever in the region. Other diseases prevalent in the region include cholera and diarrhea. Rautahat District is situated on the open India-Nepal border which runs between the countries. Unrestricted movement across the border by Nepal and Indian nationals has fostered strong socio-cultural ties between the countries, facilitated by both Nepal and Indian pilgrims to the numerous holy sites on either sides of the border. A darker side to the India-Nepal border is the facilitation of criminal activity, with smuggling of goods and the trafficking of drugs and humans made easier by the open border. In March 2017, Global One and Sajik Chetna conducted a religiously sensitive water and sanitation hygiene project in Rautahat. Global One is an international development organization that seeks to empower women to become catalysts for change within the community. Global One works with women from all faiths using unique faith-based approaches to develop their projects. The approach is effective through its appeal to the personal and strongly held beliefs of Global One's beneficiaries and puts sustainable development firmly within a framework of trust. The organization is headquartered in London but operates through Asia, Africa, and the Middle East, seeking to facilitate self-empowerment for women to transform lives in the community and the world. Sajik Chetna is a Nepal-based non-government organization formed and supported by the international development organization Street Child in 2016. Sajik Chetna aims to build and empower Nepal where no one is prevented from attaining their basic human rights through the use of education. The organization takes an integrated approach to this goal, breaking down the barriers that prevent children from accessing meaningful education through economic, health, social support, and education initiatives. Sajik Chetna exists to reach the underreached and to ensure that marginalized children have access to self-empowering education. The project was implemented in partnership between Global One and Sajik Chetna, initially commenced in October 2016, when Global One undertook a research project aimed at investigating the water, sanitation, and menstrual hygiene management practices of Muslim communities in Gorkha and Rautahat districts. Muslim communities in Nepal are one of the most vulnerable and marginalized communities in the country. The research identified that there was a significant need for a water and sanitation hygiene-based project in Rautahat district, with the data collected from Gorkha district being used as a control group to identify the impact of the Rautahat project. The project itself was implemented by Sajik Chetna in Fatuwa village, Rajpur municipality, Rautahat. Fatuwa village is located approximately 3 to 4 kilometers away from Gor, the district headquarters of Rautahat, and close to the India-Nepal border. Almost 95% of the inhabitants of Fatuwa identify as being Muslim. The training was delivered to 600 Fatuwa residents with equal number of men, women, and children who are students at a local madrasa being targeted. Food and water management, environmental waste management, menstrual hygiene, hand washing, and latrine usage were the focuses of these training sessions. With the aim of improving the wash and menstruation hygiene in Fatuwa, Sachik Chetna implemented 5 different training sessions. The topic of the training was focused more on food and personal hygiene, waste management, and menstrual hygiene management. Participants were less active in the first session while their involvement increased in the following sessions. They interacted in a very good way with our trainers and also requested us to take many more such programs in the communities. Women who felt shy to sit in the MHM class later on were open to share their menstrual hygiene behavior and were asking for more suggestions to practice hygiene in a better way.
I understand that menstruation is not impure. It is a natural process. I learned that washing my hands using the proper technique will kill all the germs. I also learned that menstruation occurs during the first 7 days of the menstruation cycle. Hygiene is very important until the 10th day of menstruation cycle, and there is a reduced chance of getting pregnant during menstruation.
I liked this training program very much. It was very beneficial for our students. Our religion, Islam, teaches us about hygiene management. For example, if we go to the latrine, Islam teaches us how we should go and how we should sit. Islam also teaches us how to perform istinja, or to clean ourselves after going to the toilet. We are even taught that the methods of cleaning ourselves should vary according to the season and are different in summer or winter. We have clear instructions in Islam. However, I am very happy you came here and taught hygiene management to our students. They already knew about hygiene management, but your training helped them to gain more knowledge. For this, I am thankful to you. I liked your program.
Prior to the operation of this project, the community of Fatuwa village had access to water, sanitation, and hygiene facilities, such as the recently constructed water pumps and toilets, but had limited awareness of how to use these facilities given their novelty. The village's drinking water sources are a series of hand pumps providing access to underground or bore water, which needs to be purified prior to consumption. However, inhabitants of Fatuwa were unaware of water purification techniques such as the use of chlorine or iodine to purify the water, and so had no access to safe, clean drinking water. Similarly, while toilets had been constructed in Fatuwa village as part of the government's open defecation-free campaign and soap was available in few homes, they were infrequently used.
The local language here is Bajika. The water and sanitation hygiene training was designed in Nepali, which the residents of Fatuwa don't understand, so I translated the training to Bajika. There were some difficulties with managing so many people. In some sessions, there were a lot of participants which presented a challenge to manage them all. Some people didn't want to attend the training saying that they wouldn't get any of the hygiene supplies they needed. It's just training. Some said, how can you talk about these private things so openly? I am not comfortable to speak about these things. Slowly, the community became comfortable with our training and began to understand its contents. Now, if I ask them what they learned from the training, then they talk to us openly about hygiene issues without being shy. We had done baseline survey before this training. From the result of the baseline survey, we found that if we conduct wash training in this community, they will implement more hygiene practices in their lives. We found the gap in their knowledge about importance of environmental hygiene, proper uses of toilets, and menstrual hygiene during baseline survey. That's the reason we conducted this training on those components. I found that this 4 months of training has really been fruitful. We asked feedback about the training to our translators who helped during training and participants of the training. Everybody had positive feedback about training. None of them said that training was unnecessary or wasn't helpful. That's the reason I feel that the training was really successful.
Our program helped the people in Fatuwa to improve their personal hygiene through the education and training on various WASP topics. At the end of the project, 600 men, women and children showed marked improvement in the topics of menstrual and reproductive health and highlighted the importance of wash in the Islamic context. The approach of training imams, teachers in the Madrassa, and the members of the community was critical in ensuring the provision of vital resources and support to scale and strengthen the capacities of the grassroots level beneficiaries and thus ensuring the project's sustainability in the longer run.
This project has made a significant positive change in the lives of the inhabitants of Fatuwa village. But our work in Rautahat is not complete. There are hundreds of villages like Fatuwa throughout Rautahat that would benefit from life-saving water, sanitation, and menstrual hygiene training. With May approaching, Rautahat will soon be caught in the grips of the annual monsoon, which brings with it increased isolation for villagers from local health services and a heightened risk of disease. It is now more imperative than ever that the vital work of Global One and Sajik Chetna continue and be expanded across the Rautahat District to improve the health of thousands of people residing there.